Did you know that in 1971, one man hijacked a passenger plane, jumped out with $200,000 in cash, and has never been found? On a stormy night that year, a calm, well-dressed stranger walked onto a Northwest Orient flight from Portland to Seattle. He paid cash, gave the name Dan Cooper, carried only a briefcase, ordered a bourbon and soda, and took his seat like any other businessman. Shortly after takeoff, he handed a note to a flight attendant. She ignored it at first, thinking it was a phone number, until he whispered, "Miss, you'd better look at that note. I have a bomb." Inside, he demanded $200,000 in $20 bills, 4 parachutes, and a fuel truck waiting in Seattle. When she sat beside him, he cracked open his briefcase. 8 red cylinders, wires, a battery. No one knows if it was real, but it looked real enough at 10,000 feet. While the pilots radioed authorities, the plane circled Seattle for nearly 2 hours. Passengers were told there was a minor mechanical issue. In the back, the hijacker stayed calm, drank his bourbon, smoked, and spoke politely. Witnesses later said he never raised his voice. At 5:24 p.m., the plane landed. On a remote part of the runway, officials delivered the cash and 4 parachutes. Once he checked them, Cooper released all 36 passengers and some of the crew. For most of them, it had been nothing more than an annoying delay. Now only the hijacker, a small crew, the money and the parachutes remained on board. Cooper then ordered a second flight. The 727 was to head south toward Mexico, flying low and slow, 10,000 feet, about 170 knots, landing gear down, flaps at 15 degrees. Most unusual of all, he wanted the rear air stair lowered in flight. The pilot said that was unsafe for takeoff, so they agreed he would lower it himself once they were in the air. Around 7:40 p.m., in heavy rain and strong winds, Flight 305 took off again. Soon after, warning lights in the cockpit showed the rear stairs had been opened. The crew felt a sudden change in pressure and a slight upward pitch, as if the back of the plane had become lighter. When they tried to contact Cooper, there was only silence. They landed in Reno at 10:15 p.m. FBI agents surrounded the jet, expecting a standoff. Instead, they found an empty cabin. No hijacker, no parachute, no money. Only a black clip-on tie, 8 cigarette butts, and a few fingerprints. Search teams combed the forests of the Pacific Northwest, but no clear trace of Cooper was ever found. 9 years later, in 1980, a young boy digging in the sand along the Columbia River discovered several rotting bundles of $20 bills. The serial numbers matched the ransom money. In total, about $5,800. Apart from that, not a single confirmed Cooper bill has ever appeared in circulation. So what happened? Some investigators think he died that night. An amateur jumping into a storm in a business suit, lost somewhere in the woods. Others believe he was an expert who knew exactly what he was doing, landed safely, hid the parachute, and walked away into a new life. His true identity has never been proven. The FBI chased dozens of suspects, from Vietnam veterans to ex-convicts and airline workers, but none could be linked to the crime with solid evidence. In 2016, after 45 years, they officially closed active investigation on the case. More than half a century later, D.B. Cooper remains an empty seat on a plane, a man in a dark suit stepping into the night, and a question that still hasn't been answered. Did he die in the forest or get away with the perfect crime? For more real-life mystery videos, make sure to like, share, and follow this channel.